We have TJ Watt, Aaron Rodgers, and Cam Hayward talking to the media after the win versus the Vikings in Dublin. I did say during the or before the Tomlin press conference that I am a week behind on these because I was sick. There was 1 week where I just had a few different symptoms, and after that, I had a week of just a cough, no other symptoms. But I'm a little better now. Not 100%, but I'm a little bit better. And we need to get this done because we're going to be hearing from Tomlin for our game versus the Browns. So let's see what the players had to say.
Yeah, it's like we talk about each and every week. It's fun to get teams one-dimensional. Obviously, that's us doing our job. That's the offense doing their job. Special teams had some great plays too, and it's a whole lot of fun, man. Steel Nation came out today and really showed out. Really happy about that and happy about the win.
TJ, any meaning behind the celebration of putting the ball in the stands after this action?
I was just trying to get it to the stands. The stands are so far away. I knew if I threw it, I'd probably hurt my shoulder. So I was just trying to get the fans involved as much as possible, and they were incredible all day.
I think you can get fined for that.
Something happened to your teammate Skylar while he was here, Skylar Thompson. Is he doing okay? Have you heard anything about that?
I don't have enough to comment on that.
Raise your hand if you need something. Go ahead, up front, guys.
Yes, and we will probably be drinking many more here shortly.
What was that like in Ireland to see Steelers Nation turn out like that? I know you turn out in the road games, but was this more than you expected?
It was incredible, and hats off to the Rooney family for establishing this culture here and having this fan base follow us the way that they do. I think you have to acknowledge the Rooney family first and foremost, and the fans were absolutely incredible today, and I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. They're everywhere, and they're incredible, and it was a fun atmosphere today. Yes. Yes, very much so, and that's why it's just trying to find any way to get to the quarterback, trying to impact the game as much as possible. I thought Herbig had a hell of a game on the other side. I thought Keanu had a hell of a
Herbig's
game
playing
inside.
well.
Obviously, Cam pushing the pocket inside. I think it really doesn't matter who eats. We're going to see a lot of max protection. The guys in the back end did a hell of a job covering. I thought even PQ and Peyton and 25 when they were blitzing were huge. And we were just
Deshaun
playing
Elliott.
fast football. We knew what we were doing today, and we were flying around.
Yeah, I know it's only one of 17, everyone matters. Do you feel an additional sense of responsibility with the high end?
Absolutely, absolutely. It definitely, we definitely had a chip on our shoulder. Mike T before last night gave a big, not a big speech, but a speech on the importance of the Rooney family here in Ireland and Mr. Rooney, his ambassadorship here, and how important this game means to their family. And we take a lot of pride in that, and to be able to go out there and play Steeler football was huge.
I know the bye week's incredibly important for you guys, but today the defense played outstanding. Would it have been good to have kept that momentum rolling and not have that gap?
Maybe, but we also have some attrition, especially in the back end. So we need to get some guys back, get them healthy, and the bye week is perfect for that.
What were you and defense like allowing a little bit the Vikings to play their game? How much was the time of possession because it was a big defense?
Yeah, I think we were obviously tired towards the end of the game, just trying to bow up as much as possible. Like I said, some guys were going down in the back end, so we had to switch some things up that we weren't able to play as aggressively as we wanted to. We had to switch to some zone coverages and things like that. And like I just said, they were max protecting a lot too, so it was allowing him to have a little bit more time and allow him to be decisive.
What was the reaction to your teammates on the field, to the fans in the stadium, and what impact do you think that had on the overall defensive performance, especially going later in the game when, like you said, you're tired?
It was huge, man. To be able to get a team on a silent count on the road, even though it was a home game technically for us, was massive. I was so impressed with the fans, knowing when to cheer, especially when we were on defense. That was huge for us, and it definitely gave us an edge today.
Nice.
We've seen how the players in the inside zone of the front seven playing a very good game. The running defense has improved a lot. How do you think Derek Harmon has been an impact player on that side of the ball?
I think D. Harmon is just continuing to get healthy each and every week, and the healthier that he gets, the more familiar that he gets in the system, the better that he's going to play, the quicker that he's going to play. He's a big guy, he's aggressive, and he plays hard.
Anything else?
TJ,
Last two.
the experience now as you head home again of being in Ireland, just what it was all about.
It was incredible, man. It truly was incredible. Gonna miss it here. Excited to get home to my family, but they treated us so well at the hotel here. The hospitality, the fans, the food, the Guinness, everything was incredible.
What do you like more, the second or second quarter?
Oh, sacking the quarterback probably, but just turning the ball over was huge. Being able to make an impact play like that for the team, put 7 points on the board after that was huge.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Cheers.
So I will say with Watt, yes, I did hear that Coach Tomlin spoke to the team the night before the game, and reportedly he got teary-eyed talking about Dan Rooney and and what this would have meant to him. Because in '97, the Steelers played a preseason game in Dublin versus the Bears. Winner walks away with this crystal trophy kind of thing. Dan's wife, Patricia, made a comment to Bill Cowher on how nice that trophy would look in their display. So that's a little bit of a, hint, hint, wink, wink. Like, it's like, okay. So you change the game plan up a little bit, and you walk away with a dub. So that trophy is still on display, I believe, on the South Side facility, if I remember correctly from what was said. So, but yes, that trophy is still on display from '97, just like how the Super Bowls they've won, the Lombardi trophies, are on display. So that is very, very, interesting on what it means, and what effect it has when you play. So it was just that little bit extra motivation. And let's hear from Aaron.
The coverage dictated that. We moved him around pretty good, had some good motions to get him off some doubles, and it was just coverage. He had single on the back shoulder fade. He had cover two, but we had nice play action. And that's what DK does best. I mean, he can really run.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was nice to get him going.
He has
early.
no business being that big and that fast.
Last week about the defense and our new team last week and how they almost needed to step up. Obviously, there's a lot of steps taken today. That explosive first half and in the pass game and then the run game really got going in the second half. How much of a step do you think you took today in terms of getting to where you need to be?
Well, I mean, there's been so much talk about how can we get DK more involved, how can we push the ball down the field more, and I said last week, you got to run the football. And I think today we ran the ball pretty effectively. That Kenny Gainwell, obviously, if you're a football fan, you know who he is, and you followed his career, and it seemed like every time he went in the game, for me as a football fan, with Philly, it was like, man, this guy's really good. He should get more touches. So when I came here, I knew what kind of player he was. I tell him all the time, he's an absolute baller. So any opportunity he gets, man, Kenny's
He's very wide-eyed.
been great all year and make himself a lot of money.
Aaron, I broke the record today for most passes in the NFL history. 91 they said. Now we're going past Drew Brees. What does that mean to you? Back in your career, but still getting accolades.
Freaking Kenneth got 99 yards rushing, though. Couldn't
Yeah,
get
it's
one
the
more
twilight of
yard.
my career. I wouldn't say back end. I used to say 5, 6, 7 years ago I was on the back nine, but I'm teeing off on 18 right now. By the way, what happened to the Ryder Cup? Europe's smashing them still? Yeah. That's too bad.
Aaron, another record that you come away with is the longest with the Classic Croke Park history. Would you talk about the history of today, just the emotion and the atmosphere?
I thought the atmosphere was outstanding. I mean, I came out real early. And in most NFL stadiums, there's like a 2 hours when the stadium opens, and it starts to trickle in. But somebody came back in the locker room at like 11 and goes, "Man, there's a ton of people out there already." I was like, "Well, we're not in the States anymore, you know. This is a different type of fan." So I loved it. I thought the crowd was fantastic. There's a lot of terrible towels there, but I felt like there was probably some good old Irish get in the mix too, you know, waving those towels around a little bit. The music was great. The fans were cool. I mean, the field was pristine. Thought the field was really, really good. Conditions were good. We had a nice, you know, sunny Irish day, right? I feel like a normal Irish Scottish day is like overcast and drizzling. This was extra nice today. So the whole experience was fantastic. Shout out to the country and everybody that made this happen. You know, win or lose, I would have said the same thing. I just felt like the reception from the people here was outstanding.
Do you think Dublin has done enough to deserve another NFL game in the future?
100%. Yes.
We have seen a lot of heavy offensive line formations for 6 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the progression that the offensive line is having and the protection to do that we have seen lacking in the last matches where we were touched a little?
Yeah, get banged up a little bit. I thought Spence, you know, was a good player for us today, and it was a good addition. I thought Art did a nice job of kind of mixing in some of those heavy personnel sets where Spencer was playing tight end for us. And we had some effectiveness run the football out of those sets, which is great. You know, they played a lot of two-show. They brought some pressure early. We kind of hit them with some vertical, getting the ball out quickly. You know, other than the first play and the one I got kind of slung down, I thought the protection was really good all day. They didn't bring their typical 0 empty pressures, but I thought we ran the ball well, and that kind of kept them off balance.
Everyone's moving around with Vikings, of course, big rival to you, great here at the Packers. Is that anything extra special today?
Yes, definitely. Just leave it at that, yes. Go ahead.
You went and had a conversation with Coach on the sideline. Coach came up before you and said, you know, he's happy that you have a conversation and that you're driven to win. Takes it into the decision behind that to go for it on the ball.
Well, it's 24-14. We're on the 3-yard line. We score. It's a 3-score game. We make the extra point. 17-point lead. Game's over. You know, we don't get it. They got to go 60 yards to get in range for a field goal. They're 2 scores down. We kick a field goal there. It's 27-14. Sorry. Yeah, it is 27-14. We kick the ball off. You get the ball on the 35. It's kind of in the average start position around the NFL. They got to go 65 yards to score. To me, it was worth it to try and end the game right there.
Yeah. How does it feel after all these years of changing games? Will be able to beat
Well, I wish I would have beat them last year in that other island east of here. That would have been 3 teams. But listen, there's been some great battles over the years in Minnesota. The Packers' biggest rival is the Bears. But the interstate rival between Wisconsin people and Minnesota people, I feel like is more, they don't like each other a lot more.
Aaron, big picture, this is your first international victory. It's a big Rooney family homecoming.
Yeah.
First game. Kind of big picture, what does it mean for the Rooneys and for Pittsburgh and for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to share exactly what he said last night, but I thought it was definitely impactful. Coach T talked about his relationship with the late great Ambassador Rooney and how much he meant to him, and how much Ambassador Rooney loved football, loved the guys, and loved his appointment here in Ireland. And you know, me personally, I'm a little older, so I appreciate the history. There was a lot of us that wanted to win it a little bit more for the family, knowing how much affection they have for this area. So I enjoyed that talk last night from Coach T, and again, I really enjoyed everything that we experienced here. It was a short trip, but from the moment we landed, the security guys over at the Carlton House were hilarious, and The Guinness was good in downtown Dublin, and it'll be a nice flight back with hopefully a yearly return by us or 2 other teams.
Going straight back, or are you just going to do a bit of sightseeing?
Yeah, we're gonna go over to Dublin, hit some pubs, and then take off.
2 more.
Now we're going straight back.
2 more.
Aaron, I saw that you were gesturing a lot to the sideline during the game, and I'm curious. About
Which one?
Sorry,
Which sideline?
your sideline.
Okay.
Coach T. And I was curious how the communication is going, how the in-game adjustments are going. It's a new team for you, and quarter way into the season here. How is that relationship going with the new coaches?
It's great with Mike T. I 100% was not gesturing at all to him. I gestured to go ahead. What are you gonna?
I don't mean it negatively. I just saw you communicating.
Oh no, I'm not saying it negatively. I gestured to Mason or Tom Arth, or tell somebody to tell Arthur to call the play again because somebody was talking to me or I forgot it or something. So that's just normal there. But I love working with Art. I love coming to work with the quarterback room that we have, and the last 2 times we came overseas, it was tough. We lost a close one to the Giants and lost a 1-score game to the Vikings last year, and you just know what kind of a flight that is back. Any road victory is really special, but it's extra special when you go back 7 or 8 hours and get to be with your boys and enjoy, even though it was closer than we wanted it to be, but just enjoy and reminisce about how fun the last 3 days were.
Last one.
You're obviously going to Dublin. Is there anything though on this trip that needs improvement, whether it be facility or the field conditions or anything like that?
Well, ESPN wrote a clickbait headline, I think taking my words out of context, which isn't the first time, but I was answering a question about my desire all 3 times we came overseas was to come early in the week, especially if you have a bye week afterwards. Some of that is out of the control of the teams, some of it might be, but I would always love to get on the time frame that you're in, time zone, and get to enjoy the area a little bit more, especially with Ireland, the history, of ancestors I had from this region, but also just hearing about the country and what it's like and being able to see some stuff would have been great. That is obviously not the focus. It's a business trip. We understand that. But being the older guy, being around a long time, just would have loved one time out of these 3 to have an entire week to do it. But again, no complaints about the 3 days we spent, only desires for more time with you great Irish people, that's all.
All right.
Maybe in the future.
What?
Come back by yourself.
You guys still gonna have Dennis here? Yeah, probably.
Someone got to sneak in the non-football related question. So that 4th down, right? And I have one issue with people. Is that everyone talks about the one play where they punted late, right? And they asked Danny Smith about it. I saw people talking about it. And I saw one person comment something about something on a YouTube video or something. Or no, on Twitter. And my one issue, right, is that they're talking about Tomlin living in his fears, right? I think that people were talking about it because the Broncos scored a touchdown and they had the option of kicking the field goal to tie the extra point to tie the Eagles 17-all. Instead, they opt for the 2-point conversion and they get it, right? So now you're up 18-17. So they're talking about Sean Payton and how ballsy it was to go for it on that 2-point, right? And I will say, let's say Denver doesn't get it, right? Now Philly has a 1-point lead. Now, granted, Denver ended up kicking a field goal to extend their lead to 4, right? But so let's say things still happen the same way they happen. All right, Denver kicks that field goal. They're up 2. Philly gets to go down the field. They don't need a touchdown anymore. They need a field goal. And I'm trying to remember correctly, but I think they would have been able to be in field goal range for Jake Elliott to kick the field goal. Now, do you still appreciate it? You know, the aggressiveness. If it costs you the game, like let's say because the Broncos went for 2, didn't get it, it ends up costing them the game. Hypothetical. Like, do you still appreciate it because it was aggressive? Yeah. But it cost you the game. Right? So if the Steelers go for it in that scenario and they don't get it, right? Now Minnesota starts from wherever. And now you're, oh crap. Right? Because at that point they needed a field goal to tie, right? Now the defense was playing well, but they had injuries. Right? So I'm just trying to remember exactly because it's been over a week since the game happened. But you know, it worked out because we won the game. Now, if we lose the game, it's different because it's okay, you should have just gone for it. But that's hindsight being 2020, right? If you go for it, don't get it, Minnesota goes down, scores a touchdown, and they win, like they did versus Cleveland. And then you're, well, shit, maybe we should have punted. Or we should have had a different play call. There's always something else to blame, right? And you're not going to say Tomlin was too aggressive. You might say that. He was too aggressive. And that's when you just punt. You just punt and let your defense go. And you know what? If it's the wrong play call, then you can say it's you should have gone with a different play call. Right? But on that 1 4th and goal that Aaron was talking about, and they go for it, no one's... And now, mind you, they didn't get it. Right? But no one's giving Tomlin the pat on the back to say, hey, you know what? You tried. You tried to put the game away. Not one person, mind you, we also had a field goal blocked. Not one person was like, you know what? Good job, Tomlin. Like, you tried. You were aggressive, and you tried. No, it's, why'd you punt that late? You should just go for it. Like, you didn't give him any credit for being aggressive there, but then you're going to kill him for being a little passive in that scenario. You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You either have to give him credit for going for it, and then you can kill him for punting, or shut up. Those are really your two options. And the one person that said something on Twitter, I'm like, he went for it on that 4th down. He tried to put the game away. He did. Now, could he have kicked the field goal? Sure. Now, had we make the field goal before, and it's 27-14, no, you absolutely kick the field goal to make it 30-14. And at that point, it's 2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions just to tie. Just to tie. So, like, that's where people piss me off, right? You don't want to give him any credit, and then you want to kill him. Can't have it both ways. Like, you either have to give him credit for being aggressive and then kill him for being passive, or shut up. Those are your options. But you can't, kill him for going for it, but then you give him credit for being passive. Wait, does that one work out? Kill him for being aggressive, kill him for being passive. Like, don't kill him both ways. I think that works out. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, he tried. If you think he's too passive, he tried going for it, and it didn't work. He did try. So, and if you're not going to give him credit for that, I think you just hate him. I don't think, like, I feel like Tomlin could go and win the Super Bowl, and some people would still say, fire him. Like, we win the Super Bowl by 1 point. Nah, you should have won by 10. You should have won by 30. Fire him. Like, he could win 5 Super Bowls in a row, and some people might still say, fire him. Because I just think people don't like him, personally. Like, they're too angry and blinded to see that Tomlin is a good coach. Like, right, there's one thing I'm going to bring up before we go to Cam. Is that since Mike Tomlin has been hired, I think the Steelers, I got to remember the stat exactly, but I believe it's that since Mike Tomlin was hired, the Steelers have been in the most one-score games in the entire NFL, right? Now, do you want to be in one-score games frequently? No, of course not. You want to, win by more than one score. But the NFL is designed for one-score games. It really is, right? But his record is like 100 and something to 60 something and 2. He has 2 ties. But he literally has like 40 more wins than losses in one-score games. He would have to lose 40 straight one-score games. And like the Chargers have like a losing record in one-score games, by the way. And this I saw today, right? And this is Mike Tomlin in his entire coaching career, including the playoffs. The Steelers have had 157 home games. Okay, so in the nearly 2 decades that Mike Tomlin has been the coach, in the regular season and in the playoffs, it's 157 home games. Okay, they have only lost by 10 or more points 14 times. So that's less than 1 a year. They have lost by 20 or more points only twice. So once every, he's been the coach, this is like year 19, so let's just call it 20 years. So basically, once every 10 years at home, he'll lose a game by 20 plus. He has never lost by more than 23. So that 20 plus, it's one of them is 23 points. They have won by 30 or more 6 times. They have won by 20 or more 25 times. And they have won by 10 or more 56 times. So you get once a year, or maybe once and a half, depending on how you want to average it, the Steelers will win a home game by 20 or more. And probably almost just about 3 times a year, the Steelers will win a home game by 10 or more points. Right? Like, Mike Tomlin knows how to win one-score games based on his record there. And that is his 157 home games. Now, granted, most of that he had Ben Roethlisberger, a future Hall of Famer, right? But in the years we have not had Ben Roethlisberger, 22, 23, 24, and 25. 4 years. We have not had Ben Roethlisberger. And we're in year 4 of it, right? We have had 3 full years. We're in year 4. And the Steelers have gone 9-8, 10-7, 10-7, and are currently 3-1 atop the AFC North. And, you know, if you want to say, okay, Aaron, like they kind of have a franchise quarterback, but Aaron's old. He's not what he used to be. So let's just say without a franchise quarterback in his prime. We'll add in his prime, right? How have other teams fared when they don't have their franchise quarterback in his prime? How have they fared? Well, let's look at, say, Cincinnati. How have they fared? Burrow gets hurt a lot. They don't seem too good. Lamar's missed some time. The Ravens don't seem too good when they are missing Lamar. Josh Allen has like a long continuous start streak. So Buffalo has not experienced, extended periods of time without him. Mahomes, again, never really has had, serious injuries. He's been out a game here or a game there. So it's hard to give a sample size there. I'm trying to think who else. Cowboys, when Dak's been out, they haven't been too great. Now have they? And it's just, I hate when people don't give him credit. Like, is it great? No. Could it be a lot worse? Fuck yeah. It could be a lot worse. Like, we could be a miserable fan base. Right, here's the thing. Dylan Gabriel started for the Browns versus the Vikings. He was the 41st quarterback to start for the Browns since they became a team again. 41. He is the 10th quarterback to start for the Browns since Baker left. He was drafted in 18. So 18, 19, 20, 21. 2021 was his last year. So in the 4 years that I just gave that the Steelers have been without Ben, Baker left, they got Deshaun. There have been 10 quarterbacks to make a start for the Browns. 10. And this is the 4th year. It could be a hell of a lot worse. And do we expect greatness? Yes. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. We expect greatness. But at the same time, you have to remember that there's certain things that restrict you. The fact that there is a salary cap, right? When the Steelers were dominant in the 70s, there was no salary cap. Like free agency. Well, there might have been a salary cap, but like modern day free agency didn't start until the 90s. Like, shit has changed since the 70s. And I know people are tired of being patient, but be patient. Aaron Rodgers, when he was a Packer, once said, RELAX. Relax. Okay? Like, I expect greatness. I do. But at the same time, I'm able to think logically about some things, whereas other fans are not. If you think logically, it could be a hell of a lot worse. Look at Baltimore, look at Cincy when they don't have their franchise quarterback in their prime. How do they look? Bad. They look bad. Okay? Without Burrow, just this year, they're 0-3. Without Lamar, right now they're 0-1. But Lamar got hurt versus the Chiefs, right? And now, granted, they didn't look good then, but right now they're 2-3 and 1-4. Like, it could be a hell of a lot worse. That's all I'm gonna say. And I've said that 100 times, but it's true. And now let's hear what Cam had to say.
Thank you. For our team and our organization, I think it's a big, I think me and Mike T are the only ones that really had a relationship with Mr. Rooney. I think for us, it's a big thank you. He's responsible for bringing us both in, to follow the chief and see what he built on top of that. I was telling players it was uncommon for an owner to shake every man's hand and look them in their eyes and ask about their family and ask about what's going on day in and day out. Training camp, practice, games. And I could tell Art Rooney was very excited about this game. He was carrying around his hurling stick and he was explaining that sacred ground we got to play on and the importance of this game to the family. And I think that resonated with a lot of our players. But Mr. Rooney, I think we were all just very thankful to have this game here. I know before they even announced it, it was like, do we go here? Do we go Mexico? And I just felt like, man, if we got a chance to play in Dublin, we would. This is a game we always circled on our calendar, and I'm glad we got the win overseas. We've had our fair share of debacles in the past, but very thankful to get the win here.
Yeah, what does this team need from you as a leader specifically? You've been around the league for a long time. What is the leadership of this team?
I think it's staying on the details, not riding the roller coaster, not getting too high, not getting too low. I think it was 24-6 at one time. So there's a lot we can still learn from this game, but also encouraging our guys. If you make a mistake, make it fast, and have a lot of guys rally to the ball. A lot of times we think we have to have the perfect play. There's no such thing as that. But your execution and your effort does that. And I will preach that as long as I'm here. And I'm going to give you everything I got from here on out. I think it was about time we had that. Week in and week out, we're getting better and better. Our communication, our stunts, understanding what our offense is trying to do. I think this was the first game we really stopped the run to an extent, and then that led to us really teeing off in our pass rush. Whether you got the sack, whether you got the pressure, there was always someone in his face, and he was uncomfortable. I think going forward, this is something we can replicate, but it's got to be done for 4 quarters.
Yeah, for that end, is just trying to build kind of the defense.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Week 4, we are not done, and we got a lot of room to improve.
We do.
But I like the way we're trending.
to be 3-1 going into the bye. We should be getting some guys back, and it comes at the right time coming off Dublin.
TJ has a future as a punter, the celebration.
What?
TJ have potential to be a punter.
A punter? Oh my gosh. I think TJ just needs to play outside linebacker. I think he does amazing. He has a better chance at a bartender pouring the tap, getting some beer. I won't say what, but you know what I'm talking about. But glad we got the W.
You spoke earlier about Mr. Rooney explaining the deep meaning of this ground to in terms of the country of Ireland. Did you feel that whenever you went over the pitch? How did it manifest that to you?
Yes, back in the States, we played in front of 50 to 60,000, and I was telling the guys, even in the corner over there, that's usually standing only in Croke Park. And so the fact we had seating, I was like, wow, that's a step up. But I know all those fans just want to be standing the whole time. And when they were playing Zombie and watching everybody just into it, that was really fun. And everybody was into every song, and you could just feel the energy behind everybody there. I don't think it mattered if you were a Steeler fan or a Viking fan. That crowd was electric today.
2 more for Cam.
After this great experience in building, which other international city would you like to play at?
Oh man, see, I'm gonna get in trouble because there's a lot of places we could go to. Hawaii, I could get a good tan there. We could go to Australia. We could go to Japan. I heard in Japan they have like a stadium in a mountain, and that sounds really cool. Maybe I can get like a cool fit there. But yeah, I think wherever we get to play, it would be really special. But I think this was just so special because
That had to be like a night
Mr.
game
Rooney,
in Japan.
and the Rooney family were really behind this.
So it can be morning here.
Well, it was a ghost town when I came before, but to be here now and just watch everybody pack in, and even during warm-ups, you could see it was just more crowd, and the anticipation was just building, and it made for an atmosphere that was second to none when it comes to international play.
First of all, great jacket there for Cam. I really like that one. And yeah, other international games other than Europe, you're going to have to be a little careful based on time differences. Just because you'll have, like, let's say Japan, right? That he brought up. Like, does that have to be an 8:30 kickoff to be 9:30 in the morning here? Like, I don't know the exact. I'm saying 9:30 East Coast. I don't know exact time differences, but I do think there's the potential. In Australia, God, Australia is going to be even harder to do, but that might be a. God, like, to play in Australia, could you do that at like 10:30 Australia time to be like 1 o'clock? No, that wouldn't work out. Hold on. Does it have to be in Australia's morning to be like our night game? You know what I'm saying? That's more accurate for like time. Time zones are so freaking weird. I wouldn't be able to tell you how far some places are. But it is interesting. It is. To see where the NFL could expand to in the future. And yeah, like, the Steelers have stuff to work on. They're not a finished product. They weren't a finished product in week 1, 2, 3, or 4. Not a finished product during their bye week, week 5. And this week versus Cleveland, no matter what happens, there's still not going to be a finished product. You know, they can always get better. Heck, even week 17, let's say we make the playoffs, hypothetical, we make the playoffs, week 17, 18, we're still not a finished product. You know, we're going to continue to work, continue to try to get better each and every single week until the season's over, whether that be missing the playoffs or winning the friggin' Super Bowl. We're going to continue to try to get better each and every single time that, you know, the Steelers get the opportunity to practice each week to get ready for a game. It's all about getting better. And even in the off season, guess what? They're still going to try to get better. So let's head to the locker room, see what they had to say.
The atmosphere, the crowd, and everything.
We got the best fans in the nation, obviously. I feel like it was a home game, per usual. They always travel with us.
I'm only getting out of 1 year.
Ain't much else to say, bro. It was a great fan collection of fans coming to watch us play. I think it helped us definitely at the end. We got to learn how to finish. We can't have busted plays like that at the end. We had them, 14-6 at halftime. They could beat about 15 points in the second half. That's not Steeler football. All we can do is get better, communicate better, but we'll be all right. I think we're going into the right direction. We just got to keep stacking those days.
Did it mean a little bit more to get this win for the Rooney family? I know you guys talked about it all week.
Obviously, rest in peace, DMR. Coach T had a meeting night before the game, told us about who he was as a man, how great he was, and there's a lot of things I didn't know about him. So it was really cool to experience Coach T's emotions and how he felt about Mr. Rooney. So I appreciate him for sharing it with us. I appreciate the Rooney family for bringing us out here. It was a great opportunity. So it was really cool.
Your first game back, how'd you feel out there? Did you get right into it? I mean, obviously with the interception too.
I'm a ball player, bro. Like, it don't matter. Like, honestly, I'm just blessed to be able to keep playing ball. And after the injury, I didn't know how bad it was going to be. So I'm extremely blessed and happy I was able to play out there today. And I gave my all like I always do. And I was rewarded with some plays. So.
I think it just comes down to rushing coverage working together. You know, DB's covered their ass off, and you know we're able to get after them. And we got great leaders in the room in Cam and TJ. You know, and there's a lot of young guys like myself and Keanu and D Harm, YA. The list goes on, and those guys lead the charge.
Can someone translate what's behind his ear?
Just from the eye test watching.
I'm curious.
You guys did.
Yeah, like I told you, man, we got great leaders, and they've been harping on us all week. It starts up front. Mike T said that all the time too. It starts up front, so we got to lead the charge. And so we just fall in line and let our captains go to work, and we clean up the mess.
Was it even a little better feeling for you at the end when the defense kind of wins this game for this team?
I
know you probably don't want to get into that situation, but.
I mean, man, a win's a win. However we get it, whether it's the defense or the offense, it's a team game. Just glad when that clock hits 0, man, Steelers are up, and that's all you can ask for.
Did it mean a little bit more to get this win for the Rooney family because of their ties here?
Absolutely. We wanted to do this for the Rooney family, and it was cool to be able to get it done. It was a little close to my liking, but the win's a win.
But I guess the good thing is you guys were able to establish that run game, which opened up a ton of things out there for you guys.
Yeah, I mean that's what our goal is every week. We want to be able to establish a run game, and it was fun out there today.
Do you feel like that the offense is taking those necessary steps right now?
Yeah, like I said, we're just going to try to continue to keep getting better week in and week out, and we're working extremely hard to be able to do that.
It felt like a home game out there, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Everybody came out.
Did this mean a little bit more because of the ties, the getting a win here today because of the ties with the Rooney family?
Yeah, I think it's a big important thing, you know, about the Rooney family and
his ear's bleeding.
Have here, the grand ambassador, Mr. Rooney, and I think it's just a great thing, you know. We came out and got the win from him.
Did you know you were going to get the start here today?
I didn't know until right into the game, so got to be ready when you got to be ready.
Were those your first international touchdowns?
Yes.
Please get the blood off your ear.
I gave a shout out to the O-line, all those guys up front. Those guys was good up front, and I was being patient and reading out.
So yeah, Kenny, go get the blood cleaned off your ear, bud. Cause you need to do that before it dries. Don't know what would have cut his ear. That'd be bleeding like that now, unless it's starting to dry. Maybe that was like an end of game thing. I couldn't tell you. Or I don't know if that was like getting off his pads, or I couldn't tell you what would have cut his ear. But, so Elliott, Herbig, McCormick, Gainwell. Not that many. Great game by Gainwell. I said earlier he got, was it in the Tomlin one or this one? I don't know. But he got like 99 yards rushing. He needed one more yard to hit 100, and he didn't. So, unfortunately, he didn't get that 100 yards. But he still had a phenomenal game. The O-line was blocking well, using the mix of Anderson. They had Darnell. And I'll mention one other thing in a second. But Herbig, great game. Elliott, great game. So, Pat Freiermuth apparently played like a very, very, very low number of snaps. He missed the block or the assignment on what allowed that field goal to be blocked. So, I don't know if, like, between the drop versus Seattle, that, like, is he in the doghouse a little? I don't know. But that was like a record number of snaps for Darnell, or like percentage for Darnell. It was like something crazy like that. Like, he played a very, very high number of snaps today. And Pat played a very, very low number of snaps. So it's possible he's in the doghouse. It's also possible that that was just part of the game plan. Like, okay, based on what Minnesota does on defense, Pat, this really ain't going to be your game. Sorry. And that's it. Like, we have this great tight end. Like, people talk about the great tight end room of Pat, Jonnu, and Darnell. And, yes, Connor, too. But, like, someone's snaps have to suffer, right? You're not allowed to play 15 guys on offense. You got to play 11, and 6 are already taken up between the 5 linemen and the quarterback. So now there are 5 guys who have to split the remaining snaps. Are you going to take DK off the field in order to put Pat on it? Probably not. So now you're down to 4 spots. You know, are you not going to play any running back? Because now you're down to 3. Like, you can only play a certain number of guys on offense. So we'll see what happens in the future if his... Because here's the thing. If versus the Browns, his snaps go through the roof, okay, then that was game plan. Or maybe he was in the doghouse for a game. It happens. So we'll see what happens in the near future to see what's going on with that. But if you guys did enjoy this, please do leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.